everybody to the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. Please listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged. Come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application, and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone that would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we begin, there's one adjournment on our agenda, application 25112, property located in Wyandanch on State Street, 90 State Street. Is there anybody here on that application? It's being adjourned to August the 14th. First application tonight is application 25114 of Darius Konopa, property located in West Babylon. Stand at the yeah, pick the mic up so you can speak. Name and address for the record.
Darius Konopka, and 934 5 Street for West Babylon.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Do we have him? Yeah, okay. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated July 22nd, 2025. Environmental control memo dated July 29th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Bruce Morrell dated October 20th, 2019. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Mr. Chairman, there's 4 photographs and a site plan by Sebastian Siskowski dated January 3rd, 2025.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, I wanted like the finish the basement.
Okay. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
Evening, how are you?
Good.
So, the entrance to the basement is on the side of the house now?
Yes, the side and back, so I can elimination in the front door and put a new door for back.
In the basement, in the
Yeah,
back?
for stairways.
Okay. And what's the basement used for?
Yeah, this the people renting for the apartments, and he wanted using for like office, something little bit for rest, and for just need more room, more space.
So it's gonna be occupied?
Yes.
It's gonna be what, is there gonna be bedrooms down there?
No bedrooms. Just 25 is the percent for the basement, and the people wanted more space. Like you have the TV and and that's like only that.
Okay, are you gonna have is it wash, there's gonna be like wash, is anybody on the second floor? Who's on the second floor?
Yeah, the second floor, because this house I renting the house, and second floor for this is the one person live.
But is it rental on the second floor and a rental on the right?
Yes.
You have rental permits for both of these?
Yes, I put the application. I put the ready application.
For both?
Yes.
Okay. And what about plumbing in the basement? What's down there? Or what's gonna be down there?
Yeah, the plumbing is now that they change, and now they come in the processing for the change for everything for the little bit for the change something for bathroom just
We're gonna have a bathroom?
yeah the bathroom is need for the change for an elimination for the shower, and just put only the sink.
So there's a shower and you're taking it out? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I like now is to give them approve and elimination for the shower, and put it just only like and like clean for the hand and toilet.
All right, you can have a sink and you can have a toilet. I don't think you can have a shower down there.
No. It's, I elimination. I come out.
All right,
And
so you
everything
have one now
I
and
like
you're
it,
eliminating.
and have the plan. Everything is ready.
Cooking, sleeping, no. In the basement.
Oh no. It's just the people. 2 people live for the first floor, and just I talk like have the couch and the TV, and and they play something for and for like soccer, like I see, and like the machine, and just for rest. You want it for rest,
Okay, but there will be no cooking, there will be no
No,
sleeping.
it's
Okay.
never.
I need to verify that. And the front yard, the side yard entrance, you're gonna take out? You're gonna close that up?
Yes. This is everything like I do the survey and do like the everything exactly do what it make for the survey,
So the only access will be from the outside? There will be no access from the inside to the basement?
Yeah, it is entrance for only for from backyard for entrance.
Okay.
Yeah, because like the oven I need change, and I don't have the space, and something do, not have the entrance.
Okay. And you have three structures in the backyard. You have a two-car garage, a brick building, and a pergola.
Yeah, this is elimination too. Like this is elimination too. I have the survey too. This elimination is, I have the, like the proof like today. So I start the process and everything, the two-piece elimination. I buy the house like that, and like everything stay. I know built,
So the two-car garage is staying and everything else is coming down?
Yeah. This is for the stay. This is stay. This is have the permit. This is for the stay.
And you've applied for rental permits for both
Yes.
units, correct?
Yes.
Huh? When did you apply for them?
Is apply like in like few months ago, like apply like in for a few months, maybe 3, 4 months, something like that. Because this take a long time. I see and sent me the letters like in a few months I apply. I don't know exactly like in for like January, March, something like that.
So you have 2 permits on file that you've applied for? One for the first floor and one for the second floor you've applied?
Yes.
Say that again? Yeah, we're gonna have to look that up.
Yes. It's look.
And you need to maintain those. Those need to be renewed, whatever the rental permit whatever that board tells you. If it's a
Yes,
year or
yes.
2 years, you need to renew that.
Yes, I know. It's
Okay.
every
I'm
2
just trying to explain, I wanna be clear on everything.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
not-
It's every 2 years, like in for renew like the paper.
I don't think at this time I have any further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. You'll get the decision in the mail.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next application is application 25-113 of Budget Estates, Inc., property located in Amityville.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, Nicole Blanda. I'm an attorney at Bazell, Blanda, and Visconti with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated July 22nd, 2025. A Environmental Control memo dated July 29th, 2025. There's a number of items on here limited to single-family use, preserved vegetation. I'm sure you have a copy of that.
Yes.
Survey by AJC Land Surveying, dated October 16th, 2024. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Chairman, there's 4 photographs and a site plan by Robert J. Higgins dated March 31st, 2025.
okay, would you like to tell us about the application?
I'm here tonight on behalf of Budget Estates, Inc., seeking variances to develop a single and separate parcel with a new single-family home. The property is known as 69 Offaly Street. It's located on the north side of Offaly Street, 325 feet east of Brandon Avenue. It's presently vacant, but previously there was a dwelling that existed. It dated back to 1961, and it did also have a ZBA approval from maybe that time. I have a copy of the BP app, but the writing on it is quite illegible. It refers to a ZBA case, but I can't quite make out the date. But in any event, the lot has 50 feet of frontage and a lot area of 5,000 square feet, and it enjoys single and separate status, meaning that it has not been held in common ownership with an adjacent parcel since the time of the zoning code. So we're seeking to construct a new single-family owner-occupied home, seeking to reduce frontage from 60 feet to 50 feet and reduce the lot area from 6,000 square feet to 5,000 square feet. And we're also seeking a very minor increase in building area from 20% to 22.83%, which amounts to 141 square feet. And this is all to allow a 2-story, 4-bedroom home with an internal garage to be constructed here. We did review the planning memo, and I reviewed it with my client, particularly regarding the building area variance request. And if the applicant were to attempt to reduce the size of the dwelling, the home would lose the internal garage and in turn would lose a bedroom. So it would turn it from a proposed 4-bedroom house to a 3-bedroom house. and the property owner felt that this would be disadvantageous for the property itself, as well as for the future homeowner. I think most homeowners would agree they'd rather have the space inside their home. And again, we do believe it's a minimal request. It's only 2.83% over, but in contrast, it has a significant effect on the space of the overall dwelling, again, being the garage and the fourth bedroom. If we look at the surrounding area, right next door is a 50-footer. To the rear, to the north, are 3 50-foot lots. Across the street to the south is a 50-footer. One house over to the east are 2 50-footers. So 50-footers are common in this area. There are a few older approvals that, they're quite old, that do reference building area variances on some of these 50-foot lots, and I will hand them up. So for example, 15 Offaly, which is tax lot 58, ZBA granted approval to exceed building area by 143 square feet. This was in the late 70s, but it is there. 58 Benburb Street, which is to the north of us, lot 46. It's to the north and just to the west, tax lot 46. The ZBA granted approval in 1988 to increase the building area on this lot by 196 square feet, in addition to allowing the 50 by 100 foot lot. So obviously there were other variances involved. And then 7 Offaly was also approved to go over by 66 square feet. So I'll hand these up. You know, they are older. I am including the BP app for our parcel, showing that there was a prior house there with a prior ZBA approval. And of course, we consent to all the covenants and restrictions that have been requested: single-family, owner-occupied, no accessory apartment. And so I'll hand this up, and if the board has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Perotti.
Well, you answered my question about the total building area. And you agreed to the CNRs.
Yes.
So, Mr. Chairman, I don't have any further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Chairman, I make a motion to approve application 25113 with all the, subject to the CNRs.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
The next applications are application 25115A and 25115B, property located in Amityville.
Again, for the record, Nicole Blanda, an attorney at Bazell, Blanda & Visconti, with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
Okay, for the record, on the A application, we have Planning Division memo dated July 22nd, 2025. Same thing on the B application, the same date, July 22nd, 2025. We also have on both applications, environmental control memo dated July 29th, 2025. They would need negative declarations were we to approve the application. Tax map acting as an area map. We have a survey by William Simmons on the A application. Same thing on the B application. And then we have an overall survey, also by William Simmons, dated 5/5/25. And
Chairman, we have 4 photographs in the site plan by Emmanuel 10, dated October 17, 2023.
what would you like to tell us?
I'm here tonight on behalf of the applicant owner in connection with variances for a 2-lot subdivision to maintain an existing dwelling and to construct a new 2-story family dwelling here on the premises. The overall premises is located on the southeast corner of Williams Avenue and Campbell Street. It maintains 105 feet of frontage on Williams and 125 feet of frontage on Campbell. It has an overall lot area of 13,055 square feet. It's zoned Residence B, and it has a very strange easterly property line that does a very odd curving that goes from north to south, and it's nothing that I've ever seen before. This lot was part of some subdivision many years ago, and somebody, maybe to preserve some structure that's no longer, maybe somebody was having a few, they created this lot line. And again, I mean, I'm sure as the board sees from week to week, usually there's a grid and we have straight lines. And if we find a curve, we're on some kind of cul-de-sac or something. But in any event, so it makes this property a little different. It's presently improved with an existing two-story dwelling and an asphalt driveway. There are 2 tax lots involved. So lot 39.5, which is the lot that the house currently sits on with the strange lot line. And then there's tax lot 38, which is a 50 by 125 foot vacant lot. No structures are on that parcel. We're seeking to reconfigure these 2 tax lots and create 2 new lots. Lot 1 would maintain the existing dwelling that does front on Williams Avenue. So for that house, we are seeking to diminish frontage on Campbell Street from 80 feet to 62.5 feet, diminish lot area from 10,000 square feet to 6,799 square feet. The front yard setback on Williams is an existing condition. It's on Williams right now. It's currently at 13 feet. That's how the house was built approximately 120 years ago. The house was built approximately 1904. So that's an existing condition. That's a variance, though, from required 30 feet to 13. And also, we're asking for the east side yard setback to be reduced. Again, that's an existing condition for the existing house. We're seeking to reduce from 12 feet required to 10.9 at the shortest corner of the dwelling. It does widen slightly as you head north. Finally, due to the new proposed lot line that we're proposing in the rear, we are seeking a rear yard variance to reduce from 40 feet required to 13 feet. It's 17 feet to the actual dwelling wall, but because of the cellar entrance and there's something else in the rear yard, we're at 13 feet. So that rear line would then abut what we're proposing for the new parcel 2. The existing dwelling on Lot 1 will still have a huge side yard, so that corner visually, as someone drives by, will remain the same. It's still going to be an open, large grass area. Proposed Lot 2 will have frontage on Campbell Street, and it requires a variance for the width at street from 80 feet to 62.5, a lot area variance from 10,000 square feet to 6,256 square feet, and then a rear yard setback reduction from 40 feet required to 29.16 feet. And again, that widens as you head north to at least, somewhere around 30 feet. So it does vary a little bit. We comply with the front yard setback for Lot 2 and the side yard setbacks, and we comply with the building area allowance for both lots. On the new lot, we are proposing a 2-story, 4-bedroom home with an internal garage, 2.5 baths. The applicant did speak with the neighbor immediately to the rear who resides on a 50 by 100 foot parcel. That is 15 Campbell Street, so they do front on Campbell, and they signed a letter in support. We also have a letter in support from neighbors at 35 Williams Avenue, which is across the street from our parcel. I'll hand that up to the board. When we look at the surrounding area, immediately to the south, as I said, abutting the premises is a 50 by 100 foot parcel with a home that faces Campbell. Diagonally to the southwest from that is another 50 by 100 foot lot with a home that faces Campbell. That's on the corner of Campbell and Madison. To the west, down Williams Avenue, heading towards that dead end, are 2 50 by 125s, each developed with a dwelling. As you head north on Campbell and head to Nathalie, there are 3 50-foot lots developed with homes. And then down on the northeast corner of Williams and Moore, there was a 2-lot subdivision approved back in 2003 that created 2 parcels that have the width at street line of 62.5, which is what we're asking for. They are slightly larger because they have the depth, so they're at 7,812 square feet. But visually from the street, when you drive by, you're seeing a 62.5 foot wide lot, so not many people notice depth in that way. It also got east side yard variances from 12 to 7.5. So again, that was a 2-lot subdivision on the corner of Williams and Moore. I'll hand that up. I already submitted the letters in support, and of course, we consent to all the covenants, single-family, owner-occupied, no accessory apartment, and the other conditions and covenants that were requested as well. The board has any questions?
Thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Perotti.
Again? I guess the question I have is for lot number 2, the basement. So
Yes.
the DEC has some concerns about flooding. Are you able to eliminate the basement?
So it's unfinished, and I believe we hit groundwater is at 10 feet. So is the fact that it's unfinished, is there still a concern? Okay.
Are there any utilities in the basement?
Are we putting mechanical? I'll check. So let's see, we have full cellar. There is a boiler and a water heater.
Can you raise it? If you don't eliminate, can you raise it?
We'd have to look, right? This is something we'd have to look at. We could do a 7-foot basement instead of an 8-foot. Okay, understood.
And if you can send us plans, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, understood.
That's actually all the questions I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. I'm going to close the hearing. Reserve decision. We'll keep the record open for
Yes.
plans, okay?
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. At least the rain stopped.
The next application is application 25-116 of Bola EM Realty LLC, property located in Lindenhurst.
Good evening. On behalf of the applicant, Matthew Ingber from the law firm of Brown and Altman, 538 Broad Hollow Road, Suite 301, Melville, New York. I am here tonight for Bola's sign variance renewal application for the gas station and convenience store at 1200 Route 109 in Lindenhurst. As a matter of housekeeping,
Hold on a second, let
Sure.
me just read, okay, just want to read this
oh, sure.
information I have into the record. Planning Division memo dated July 22nd, 2025. Environmental Control memo dated July 29th, 2025. Approved this application will not result in significant impact. A Suffolk County Planning memo dated July 29th, 2025. Decision of local determination, take no position for or against. Survey by Gregory Galalis. Property dated 5/3/2018, 2018, and,
Chairman, there's 7 photographs.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure. Just as a matter of housekeeping, proof of public notice for the posting for this application was submitted in advance of this evening's hearing. So the purpose of this application is to request a second renewal of the sign variances for this property that were originally granted on January 11th of 2018 and then renewed on June 9th of 2022. We ask that the record and expert testimony from those prior 2 hearings be incorporated into this evening's record. So for the record, the applicant seeks to renew the following sign variances, and I'll read through the variances that were granted and which we're seeking renewal for. The first is to allow 3 signs on the north wall of the building, which includes a Bola Market sign, a Burger King logo, and a Bola placard. To allow 2 ground signs on the property, with one ground sign being on New Highway and the other ground sign being on the other frontage along Route 109. To increase the height of both ground signs from 18 feet to 15 feet. To allow both ground signs to be 0.5 feet from the front yard property line, where a 10-foot setback is required, to allow the price sign, which is included on the ground sign, to have a square footage of 32 square feet where 12 square feet is permitted, and to maintain 4 signs per pole, which includes a mobile gas logo, a Burger King panel, a Synergy panel, as well as the price sign. So the subject property is located just southeast of the signalized intersection of Route 109 and New Highway, and is zoned in the G-Light Industrial District. The site has been developed with a gas station with accessory convenience store since circa 2018, and is surrounded by other commercially used properties. So the existing site is improved with a gas station, which includes 16 fueling positions, a 4,094 square foot building, which includes a Bola Market convenience store and a Burger King, a ground identification sign on Route 109, and a second ground identification sign on New Highway, as well as signs on the building and on the fueling canopy. So we note that the use of the property has not changed since the last time the applicant appeared before this board. In addition, our office reviewed the existing signs at the property, and we can confirm that there have been no changes to the signs since the board's last review back on June 9th of 2022. So with that, I have our project engineer, Nicholas Buscemi, is available to address any questions that the board or the public may have.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Ms. Korkidas.
Okay, held good.
Good. I drove by today, everything looks good.
Great.
You actually answered all of my
Oh,
questions.
great.
Um,
Okay.
Do you by any chance know, in 2018, it was a 5-year approval, and then
Yeah.
in 2022, it was 3 years?
I don't know
Why the
why there was a
drop?
difference in,
Okay.
yeah, in time.
We were looking at that earlier. and
Yeah.
Just like,
So what's the standard? Is it usually 5 or?
well, you know, if
Oh,
we
okay.
go 5, we don't usually go back unless there's a reason to go
Okay.
back, and that's what we're trying to figure out,
Yeah.
actually. Okay.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve application 25-116 for a period of 5 years.
All in favor?
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay,
Okay.
have a good night.
You too. Next application is application 25097 of Oak Tay Top, property located in Deer Park. Oak Tay Top. Name and address for the record.
It's Michael Arado, Captain Permit, 535 Broad Hollow Road, Suite B16, Melville, New York.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated July 1st, 2025, environmental control memo dated July 8th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. We have a letter from concerned citizens on West 8th Street about absentee landlord, 3 rentals at the property, being used as an Airbnb, street parking, construction on home without a permit, survey by Aerial Land Surveying dated February 21st, 2024, tax map acting as an area map, and
Chairman is 12 photographs in the site plan by Andreas Lewowski, dated July 16th, 2025.
right. Okay. Okay, would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure. So we're here today seeking relief for a rear yard setback of a second-story deck from 30 feet to 8 feet, and side yard setback from a shed from 6 feet to 2.6. The house itself doesn't carry a rear yard setback of 30 feet. It's currently set back approximately 18 feet, so it's non-conforming. The owner has no intentions of enclosing the deck or enclosing the bottom portion, which is currently used for storage. The area that the town is suggesting to be removed is about 2 feet, which would increase the rear yard setback from 8 feet to 10 feet, again where 30 feet is required. However, this would also shorten the deck in width to about 8 feet, which isn't something the owner would want to do. While shortening the deck would gain another 2 feet in setback, it would require the deck to be cut, rebuilt, and railings reinstalled. The backyard is fenced and has a thick tree line, like blocking this deck, well, the majority of this deck from any view of the nearest neighbor. With regards to the shed, we would like to keep it where it currently is. However, the owner said that, you know, if the shed does need to be rebuilt or he replaces it, he would put it in a conforming location. This house is also on a corner of a cul-de-sac, and the location of the shed is screened by a large number of trees, so again, the nearest neighbor doesn't have any view of this shed. While we understand that neither of these structures meet the required setbacks, we don't feel that if the board was to approve this application, that either of the structures would cause a negative impact on the neighborhood, the environment, or the property. We were unaware of any of the neighbors calling or writing in, so when was that complaint from?
I'll give you a copy.
Was it recent or just,
I'll give you a copy, my copy.
we supplied drawings of the house. Somebody had emailed me from the town just yesterday, so you can see the layout of this house. It's not set up as an Airbnb. There's not multiple kitchens. I'm unaware of anybody but him living in this house, so yeah, you can go through that. Those are the plans. And there was, well, when you're done with that, well, I'll let them finish the plans. Yeah, the rest are just details. With the construction, I know you'd mentioned that was because the house had caught fire. I don't know how it caught fire. That's when we were called in, because he was doing some fire repair to the house. I guess he didn't realize he had to pull permits. So that was the construction without permits. But we've since applied to maintain everything, as you can see from the site plan.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Montiglio.
Good evening, how are you?
How you doing?
I said that people in the neighborhood all complaining about the Airbnb rental. I mean,
Yes.
nothing was going on there ever, nobody?
Now, you can see from those plans, that's how the house is set up. So there's only one kitchen in that house. And as far as I went there, there's not multiple families living.
And the upper level deck was built with no permit either.
Yeah, we're maintaining it.
Where was that constructed, do you know?
I'm not 100% sure.
Can the overhang portion be removed to provide a greater
Well, that's what I was saying. We can, but I mean, now it's going to shorten the deck, and for him to cut the 2 feet back, you're gaining 2 feet from a 30-foot to a 10 feet. I understand it's an additional 2 feet, but he would rather keep the 2 feet if he can.
And when I passed the house, I mean, the deck is overbearing, where the neighbors, I mean, you are approaching their privacy. I mean, you're basically looking at what's going on. I mean,
Well, I have pictures of the back if you want to see. The backyard is screened pretty heavily with trees. If you want to, yeah, you can see the tree line back there where the deck is. That's pretty heavily, nobody's seeing that deck.
I mean, like I said, a lot of complaints from the neighborhood is about, a lot of cars being parked more than usual, 2-family home or 1-family home. They're concerned about, emergency services getting down there and
When I went there when I put the lawn signs in, I presented those pictures. There was not a heavy amount of cars down there. Do you guys have those pictures? think I have them in here.
So,
When you, was there when you saw the sign, was there a heavy amount of cars?
I mean, it was during the day, actually, so I mean, it could be different during the day than in the evening or the weekends.
Mm.
I mean, there's also that, you know, there's a playground on the front lawn that looks a little abnormal.
Which one?
A play set on the front lawn,
That place that's gone.
as of when?
It wasn't there when we put the signs up. It's there when you went back?
Yeah.
Really? Because it's not in our pictures. What the hell is those pictures for the sign?
when was the deck constructed?
Yeah, he'd actually, I'm not sure.
And what's this deck, is the deck, what's under the deck? Is that it?
It's empty space.
So what's the need for the deck then?
It comes out of the second floor. There's a glass slider. It comes off the top. You can look on the floor plans. You'll see the detail.
Is that how the house was built, or was that added on? You don't know.
I don't know. I mean, we came onto this job. All this was existing.
Very short backyard to begin with.
Yeah, it's a non-conforming. It's only 18
Yeah,
feet.
it's non-conforming, and then you made it even more non-conforming, basically.
I mean, that one overhang looked like it was added on after the fact. I mean, that one overhang can be removed.
That's the 2 feet that you guys would look to get removed.
And just for the record, the home is owner occupied.
That's, yes, as far as I know, yes.
There's 2 entrances in the back?
2 entrances, like 2 ways to get into this house? Hang on one second.
That storage underneath, is that was added on, or again, you don't know?
That overhang, the way that deck was like that when I was there, so all I know is that he keeps storage under there. And I talked to him about it because I saw your concerns about it being enclosed, and he said, yeah, he has no intentions of enclosing it.
Underneath the deck, what is that storage? Is that like a shed underneath it?
Let me see.
Picture you just.
The pictures show siding and stuff, so.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I think that wall.
So that's just a wall? That's
Yeah,
not?
it's just a wall. It looks like it's a support wall for the deck. I mean, if you want to have an inspector go over there and double check it, it's fine. If he absolutely can't keep the 2 feet, we'll cut it. I mean, I'm trying to keep it for him. But if that's something that the board is dead set on, then we'll do what we have to do.
I think it's a little more than that. I mean, the neighborhood has a lot of complaints about it, and this is, I mean, I passed by.
What is going on there? Does he live in the house, or?
Yeah.
John asked that already, I'm sorry.
He told me he lives there.
So why would people think that there's rentals going on and that there's Airbnb going on at this property? I don't understand.
I
Must
don't
be
know. It's a-
something going on that
I don't live there, so I don't know. I went there to
well,
measure it.
But it's your client, so
No, I
you're here
understand, but
presenting his
I-
case.
The letter reads, tractor trailers, wedding parties, and motorcycle gangs, and that he resides at 286 Weeks Avenue in Manorville. There's some pretty heavy accusations. Somebody
I'm
did-
just saying,
did
I
their
don't.
homework.
How would I'm saying, unless I went there every day, I would never know that that's
Yeah,
going
but
on.
It's your client, you're representing this person.
But you're
should know.
asking me about, he's saying there's motorcycle gangs. How would I know that?
Well, does he reside there, or does he reside at the other location that the people put down?
What he
Weeks
told
Ave?
me, my client told me this is his house. That's all I know. I mean, I'm not going to go there every day to say, hey, you live here. This is what he told me. I have to take his word for it.
Okay. Okay.
And let me ask you this, do you know, who is Otay Top? Whose
Okay.
name is that? Who's the proprietor of that?
That's his name. It's his,
That's his name?
yes, we call him OK Top, that's his name.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? And would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll make a motion to amend variance number 2 to read diminish distance to east side, not west side lot line from 6 to 2.6.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. And you would agree to these conditions if we were to approve the application? On the bottom of the planning memo, there's 3 conditions.
The last part,
Yeah, if shed is ever to be taken down and
Yep.
rebuilt and rear deck to not be enclosed, an area under the deck to be storage use only? No
Correct.
habitable space?
correct.
You agree to that? Okay. We're going to close the hearing, we're going to reserve decision, you'll get the decision in the mail, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Have a good night, everybody.
I'm gonna go around you. That ends the live streaming portion of the meeting. We will now continue on